key challenges of being in the education industry is how to sustain your being innovative. If the institution is not innovative, then how can you create innovative and creative students? It's not easy to penetrate an industry dominated by the traditional schools. Not everybody catches on with that idea, you know. But I think that's a way to lead by example. The biggest challenge to us was the question of everybody: can entrepreneurship be taught? Are entrepreneurs born or made? Now, some say, dapat ano yan, it's in the genes, di ba? Pag magaling yung tatay, anak magiging magaling rin. We don't believe that. Ang feeling na entrepreneurs can be developed. Particularly the entrepreneurial mindset can be developed. And that's our advocacy. You know, it's a big shift moving from a VC, or venture capitalist, who is a pure traditional business person, to a social entrepreneur, an educator entrepreneur such as ourselves. The first thing is, we believe in the concept of a triple bottom line. What do you mean by that? Triple bottom line means, okay, the social enterprise or the school should first and foremost have a strong contribution. How are we helping society? Secondly, how are we helping our own people inside the school? And finally, it should be sustainable. In other words, it should make enough so that the school does not have to rely on donations. Other schools are lucky enough because they're religious organizations. If they don't run it properly, they get donations. But a social enterprise like the Entrepreneur School of Asia has to really rely on us being efficient so that we can still contribute and still survive as a business entity. And that, I think, is the biggest challenge as an entrepreneur for me. Now I have to think that, okay, I have to balance profitability and social contribution. I'd like to encourage actually businessmen and entrepreneurs to get into education. There are many ways to get into education. The first one, you can teach. When you've learned a lot through your experience, you know, through your business dealings, I hope that they can give it back to the next generation by teaching. You will realize that one of the best experiences of a business person is when he's able to give back his experiences to the next generation. Secondly, some people can set up their own social enterprises in education. There are a lot of ways to help out. I think we need a lot of, particularly in the provincial areas, there's a need for more good schools in the regions. So instead of the good students going all the way to Manila and add to their costs, etc., maybe some of these entrepreneurs can set up a good quality school in the regions. They say that most of the good students are in Manila. That's not true. Most of the good students go to Manila because the good schools are mostly in Manila. As a final thought, I hope that more businesses would be geared towards social enterprise. The fact that it's not all about profit generation, but always taking a look at where you can also contribute to society.
Alright, that was really, really good and impressive, ha?
Tulad nga na sabi mo, bigatin.
Uy, tulad natin.
At tulad ng mga susunod pang schools.
Iko, may susunod pa?
Lahat ng yan sa pagbabalik ng pinakabigating business show, ang Negosyo Big Time! Friends.
Friends, Nihongo, maraming businesses sa Japan. Spanish kasi para ako lang nakakaintindi ng sinasabi ko. Parang may class pag Spanish yung salita mo eh. Kasi gusto kong
For me, yung Chinese. Chinese kasi parang yung letters nila iba. So parang ayun, nakaka-curious lang, 'di ba? Masarap siya aralin.
Sa akin naman, Spanish kasi yung language nila, I saw an art within it. The way they talk, the way they pronounce, the way they deliver their lines.
Nihongo. Gusto ko mag-Japan joke.
may communicate sa mga nagbebenta ng French fries.
French. Kasi sabi nila yun daw yung pinaka-romantic na language on all of sa world.
Ako, French. Kasi parang malandi siya. Ang cute kasi pag nagbubunso-bunso ka. French. French gusto ko talaga matutunan.
Spanish. Kasi gusto ko mapunta sa Europe.
Teka, Iko, napag-isipan ko na yung sinabi mo kanina eh. Mga business schools yun!
Of course, syempre, specialized industry din ang business. And these schools provide you with the ins and outs of negosyo.
Oh, parang show natin!
Parang ganun na nga.
Verbalize It was started in November of 2006, so just recently, about 7 months ago. We have been in operation since, and Verbalize It basically is an English school that caters to Filipinos and non-Filipinos to basically learn the English language. The reason there's been a lot of language schools being put up all over the place here in the Philippines is because of the influx, I believe, in Koreans also. Koreans all of a sudden want to learn English. And they have been coming to the Philippines for some time now. And people have started putting up English language centers all over the place because to them, it's cheap to study English here in the Philippines.
So, how do you put up a language school?
Basically, I guess you have to be aware of your location, first of all, who your target market is, and so that way you know where you want to put up your business. Like anything else, diba? Location is primary, I would think. Secondly, you have to get into something that you like doing and you have knowledge to impart. You should get into something you know how to do. Third, I guess, yung research. Research is always key. So there's always material and there are new ways of teaching, especially like the English language. You go online and there's several ways to teach it. And for you to be able to get, let's say, each subject matter across to each student, no? It's a matter of research and putting things across. And I guess a matter also of you being open-minded. Top 5 things, maybe I would say you need a classroom first of all, diba? After classroom, you're gonna need your materials, whether online or through books. You need your teachers. You need your teachers to be good teachers because you want, let's say for us, English to be passed on, to be taught properly. And since our courses are basically short courses, you want to invest in your teachers. I guess where you put it na lang, where you put your location would be an investment also.
Ano-ano pa ba ang kailangan para makapagtayo ng isang language school?
Bakit, Iko, may bala ka magbukas ng sarili mong language school?
Well, why not?
Anong language ang matuturo mo?
Yung Elvish language sa Lord of the Rings.
Well, basically, learning English is very important nowadays. Internationally, it's the language used in business or for whatever reason. You know, if it's always to your advantage to be able to communicate in English.
Okay, alam ko na, kailangan ng passion at practicality in this kind of business.
And for your language school to be successful, kailangan you know the language very well. And of course, the people who wants to learn it.
Ay, sayang naman yung Elvish language school ko.
Malay mo, Iko, it might work.
Ikaw talaga. Porkit big time ka lang dyan eh.
Oo nga no, guys, stay tuned dahil meron pa akong big time story ha. Lahat niyan dito sa pinakabigating business show, ang
Negosyo Big Time! Okay guys, now it's time for the big time story.
Yep, here's your week's installment of the Big Time Story. Roach, she's our new member. As you can see, before we were 3, now we're 4. 5. 4 and a half. For bali, nag-mix. Nag-mix half. Now I'm really thinking hard. 4 or 3? 4 or 3, no. What's our division na? Creatives na ako. Still the same, finance. Production.
Should be
and then
marketing.
Sales and marketing. Hemera and Nix, that's why we named the company that. It's not because none of us actually named Hemera and